অনেক এজেন্সি। একটা জিনিস আপনারা লক্ষ্য করুন, আমরা কি অপরাধ করেছি? আমি অপরাধ করলে আমায় শাস্তি দিন, আমার কোনো যায় আসে না। এই মামাটি মানুষের শাস্তি মেনে নিতে রাজি আছি। আমার যদি সত্যিই কোনো অপরাধ থাকে, যে অপরাধ মানুষ আমাকে দেবে আমি মাথা থেকে নেব।
মমতা বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায় নেতৃত্বাধীন সর্বভারতীয় তৃণমূল কংগ্রেসকে বিপুলভাবে সমর্থন জানিয়ে বিরোধীদের পরিকল্পিত সন্ত্রাস লক্ষ্যবিন্দু করে নিয়ে প্রাণহানি ঘটিয়েছে। তারা বুঝে গেছিল যে তারা ভয়ঙ্করভাবে হারবে।
कल काउंटिंग में भी हत्या हुई, काउंटिंग में भी पीटा गया है। कई बार लोग जीत गए, जीतने के बाद कहा गया कि तृणमूल में ज्वाइन करो नहीं तो तुमको सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिलेगा। ममता जी, यू हैव शेम्ड द डेमोक्रेसी।
It is nothing but a West Bengal state government sponsored violence. Goons belonging to the ruling party have been unleashing a reign of terror.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. And we start with the spotlight train in Bengal. Panchayat polls are done in the state, but the violence continues. The results of the Panchayat polls have once again proven that Trinamool Congress reigns supreme. Yet again, Bengal polls being marred by unabated violence, arson, unrest, polling booths attacked, ballot boxes looted, set ablaze, clashes becoming a norm across the state in the run-up to, during and even after the Panchayat poll. Nearly 40 people have lost their lives in violence that spread across several districts of the state for almost a month. As per reports, at least 18 people were killed during campaigning, while 15 lost their lives on polling day, and on counting day at least 3 people lost their lives. The numbers are far greater, but these are the official reports. BJP's fact-finding team, spearheaded by Ravi Shankar Prasad, is currently in Bengal, touring the state, visiting the violence-hit areas. He's still on the move, we are given to understand, and we'll try and connect with him on the phone if possible. Accusing the Mamata government of murdering democracy. The Bengal Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee herself, says she has given cops a free hand to take action against those responsible for polls. She slammed the BJP and questioned the absence of these fact-finding teams during the Assam and Manipur violence. As the political fight escalates, we are asking, who will take responsibility of the lives lost? Will there be any justice given to those families? The name of Trilochan Mahato and that image of him hanging right outside from a tree right outside the village still haunts nearly 5 years later. Will India ever witness violence-free polls in the state of Bengal? This is a question that so far, in nearly 7.5 decades of our independence, there has been no answer to the affirmative, that yes. Let's go straight across to our panelists and then ask them this question. Ajay Alok, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Riju Datta, Spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, and Pratim Ranjan Bose, Political Analyst. Ajay Alok बिहार के हैं, वहाँ कहा जाता था कि पोल्स में दंगा होता है, वहाँ वायलेंस होता है, क्राइम होता है. वहाँ पर भी अजय आलोक जी, have you ever seen such scenes? First up, my namaste and Jai Hind to all the gentlemen, to our panelists. Thank you very, very much. Ajay Alok ji.
I've been witnessing elections in Bihar since 1984. And yes, there were poll clashes. There used to be a lot of violence. Killings used to happen. But the startling difference between Bihar and West Bengal today is that in Bihar, the poll clashes used to be between political parties. The booths were looted by the political parties, and government, any day of the government, would try to stop it. But nevertheless, we have never seen in Bihar that a government openly supporting goons and aiding and abetting the goons in targeting opposition and keeping mute when two groups are clashing. Whether it is BJP, Congress, whether it is BJP, TMC, whether TMC, CPI, the police just kept on standing mute observation. Forget the poll preparation. during the poll it happened, after the poll it happened, and while counting also it happened. I mean, just imagine 59,500 Central CRPF forces, Central Paramilitary Forces were kept in docks, not given the booths of the list of the sensitive booths. The Calcutta High Court openly questioning the government and the State Election Commission that what took you so long in controlling the violence, but no answer. And very easily, the blame game is shifted to the other party. See why deaths are happening? Because the other party is resisting. In 2018, this resistance was not there. 34% of the seats went uncontested. This time it went down to 12% because there was resistance. And these people are not habitual to resistance. So how to crush the resistance? Use the state machinery, use your own goons, just target everyone. So this is a state of anarchy absolutely prevailing. It's just like a banana country. What the world is seeing right now and what the world is witnessing, and the Chief Minister coming out so defiantly and saying that if I am abused, I am not going to shower flowers on you. And what are you going to do? You are going to perpetuate violence? You are going to aid violence? You are going to abet violence? Is this the work of a Chief Minister? Is this governance? I really think that the governor has submitted the report to the Home Minister. Home Minister has asked the explanation from the West Bengal government. Calcutta High Court will take a serious note of it. Let's see what happens.
The court's observations thus far, since the time the Trinamool Congress has been in power, largely have been very, very critical of the government, and they have also taken cognizance of what happened. 2018, 2019, now 2023, we are seeing ahead of 2024. Pratim Ranjan Bose, the victory is so resounding for the Trinamool Congress that one is forced to ask this question: why would they perpetuate the violence?
For that, before that, just thanks, you reminded that Trilochan Mahathir, and it happened after the polls, if you remember. If I remember correctly, 7-8 persons were found hanging. Yes. And so the big issue is that, normally we talk about poll violence for that period. But in Bengal, I'm sure you are aware, it is known for post-poll violence. You asked that why, I think, will you please ask the question?
I say it's such an overwhelming mandate for the Trinamool Congress. The BJP claims it has gained ground since 2018. That and Ajay Alok said 34% uncontested seat back in 2018. This time it's down to 12%. So clearly parties are getting into the panchayat level and they're putting up resistance. Yes, but look at the gap of the victory. One would ask this question: why would Trinamool Congress resort to violence if they have got such overwhelming numbers?
Yeah. First of all, I would believe that if Trinamool, if there was a free and fair election, Trinamool would have won most seats for various reasons. First of all, panchayat is about local deals, and it is very important to align with the power. Okay, so it is in very few states it is contested in party lines. Mostly it is politically contested. So there is ideally the ruling party should have a greater numbers. That is, I am sure about it. The question is, had it been so, and imagine this whole thing. I mean, I am talking about this government. I'm not going back to the previous government. It started from 2013 when Mamata Banerjee was in her honeymoon period, right? With all the contests that we saw about one-day election and whether there will be central forces and all these things. So the same in 2018. What was the urgency to have 34% or 30% seats uncontested? What was the urgency to make it so glaring that one district went without opposition? So, and it is so, the numbers are so huge that today when 10% seats went uncontested, which clearly means one-sided terror. It cannot happen. Mathematics will not explain it. So, what was the need? Now, that's a very serious or interesting question, probably. One is about West Bengal economy, and territories do matter here. Territories are gold over here. So that is one reason. Second is the party politics is driven, it is purposely driven so deep into our mindset that we are made to fight for the simplest of simple things. It is not that it has happened today. There is a legacy to it, 7 decades of legacy. But what is unfortunate is that people are not realizing that in this generation of infomedia explosion, when these images every day, those of us who deal with outside world, every day I'm getting at least 10 WhatsApp forwards on videos, messages from around the country. And they had nothing to do with the panchayat election, mind you. Just simply, so the bad name that it is bringing, you
to Bengal.
cannot build, yes, you cannot build anything good without law and order.
Correct.
And what it shows, and please understand that elections do happen almost regularly in this country and in every state.
Right.
2021, then 2000,
I agree.
2022.
So, to cut the long story short, Pratim Ranjan Bose, I'm just going to
So
say
we
that...
we will keep revolving in endless violence, and which means there is little law and order, and which also means that nothing good will happen. No one will come to...
No, my point is that elections are happening, like you said, in every state. Why is this bloodshed only in Bengal, Riju Datta? And you cannot say, I condemn it, Trinamool Congress condemns it, and we are sorry and I feel very bad. No, sir. Law and order is your responsibility. You failed. When I say you failed, the state has failed.
Okay. Now, I hope you will give me the equal courtesy of time. Now, let me explain certain things in details to your knowledgeable viewers, because I've got a national platform like this to keep my point of view. See, let's talk about the results, because rather than going into whataboutery, I will give you numbers. In Bengal, there are 344 Gram Panchayat Samitis, which included 9,730 seats. Trinamool Congress won 314 out of 341, BJP 7, Congress 2, CPM a big side 0. Now coming down to Zilla Parishads. In Zilla Parishads, we had how many seats? 928. Trinamool Congress won 878 out of 928, BJP 32, left 2, Congress 14. So if this is the mandate of the people, and anybody who's remotely related to politics on the ground knows that no matter how much violence you do, no matter what rigging you do, you cannot get this type of mandate until unless the people actually vote for you. Rigging, violence, we have seen in the CPM era, they used to do that to increase the lead, but it can never make you win a seat. So anybody who's related to politics remotely knows this. So my question is this: if the people, and I will say this again in clear words, that if Trinamool has won with 80% of seat share, 53% vote share, and Trinamool people have lost their lives the most, what is the need for Trinamool Congress to do this? You have to understand this, and I am giving numbers, hard numbers.
So,
Ravi Shankar Prasad can come. Anand, let me please finish kindly.
Yeah.
It's a request.
Yeah.
If wherever BJP, CPM and Congress are winning, they are saying what Ajay ji was saying, that people have created a resistance. Their democracy survives. And wherever Trinamool is winning, Trinamool is rigging and Trinamool is doing violence. It cannot happen. If you win, then there is democracy. If Trinamool wins, there is only violence. It cannot happen. You cannot have a dual propaganda. You have to say that wherever people are winning, people are voting. Because if you insult this, you are insulting the mandate of the people of West Bengal. Point number one, out of 63,229 Gram Panchayat, Trinamool Congress won more than 50,000. And the next is BJP at 10,000. Can you see, understand the difference? So in this difference, why will we do this? This is, and I am saying it.
No, I'm asking you the counter question to that. The counter question to that, Riju Datta, is that are you winning it because you're doing it? Have you won 50,000 plus seats because you have done it? Because you have not allowed anybody else to come there and poll votes? Because you have threatened people that you will not be allowed to step into the panchayat or into the para or into the area if you go ahead and raise your hackles? Or have your cadre gone down and ground and said, remember those 48 hours in 2019? Do you want a repeat? I'm asking you.
Yes, let me answer that. If what you are saying, and I believe you are one of the most eloquent journalists of this country, then if we can win 50,000 seats by that, we can win the remaining 10,000 also. And can any political party, by doing this or by threatening people, win 50,000 seats out of 63,000? People will laugh at it. Any political person will laugh if anyone says this. So let's be real, let's be on the ground. And I'm saying in no uncertain terms, the governor, the election commissioner, the opposition political parties, especially BJP, Deputy Home Minister Nishit Pramanik and Shubhendu Adhikari, who ordered the central forces, which 800 companies of central forces came, they were ordered by the Deputy Home Minister Nishit Pramanik and Shubhendu Adhikari to stand down and be mute spectators so that they can unleash violence and create this mayhem to show Bengal in a bad light. Ravi Shankar Prasad has come. Can I finish now?
Yeah. Please complete.
10 more seconds.
Yeah.
Ravi Shankar Prasad has come to Bengal. Very good. He is more than welcome. 154 investigating parties have come to Bengal. How many of them has gone to Manipur? Home Minister Amit Shah ji went. After the Honorable Home Minister went, there has been state death and destruction. So people live in glass.
But Riju Datta, that's a fallacious argument. You are in government, you are the party in power in Bengal, so the opposition will send wait a minute. Please hear me out. The opposition will send a fact-finding committee. In Manipur and in Assam, it's the BJP which is in power or the NDA which is in power. So there will obviously be the opposition that will trade guns and point fingers. So for Manipur, Mamata Banerjee had a lot of questions and a lot of things to say. Rahul Gandhi went to Manipur to see what is happening on ground. So it's the opposition that will mount the charge on the ruling party. So that argument is a fallacious one. But Ajay Alok, please respond to Riju Datta on the other aspects with respect to Bengal.
First of all,
The other aspects, sir. 1 minute, Riju Datta. The Home Minister of the country spent the kind of time that he did to ensure that peace came back or there was semblance of normalcy and things didn't blow out of proportion in Manipur. The Home Minister of Bengal, has the Home Minister of Bengal done what is required to ensure that what happened in 2018 did not get repeated in 2019, or what happened in 2019 did not happen in 2023? That's the question that needs to be asked. Okay, so if you can blame, I'm just sparking my argument here that if you can blame the Home Minister of the country for what's happening in Manipur, then the Home Minister of Bengal has to take responsibility for what's happening in Bengal. Now, Ajay Alok, respond please. One minute, Riju Datta. Let him respond. I'm just parking my argument.
No, I have borrowed 10 seconds from him. Okay. I have requested Ajay to give me just 10 seconds.
Okay, please.
Because we're having a civil debate. I just want to mention one point. The point is, Shubhendu Adhikari, the leader of opposition, in 2021 defeated Mamata Banerjee by 1,956 votes in Nandigram. Now, Nandigram, TMC has defeated Shubhendu Adhikari by 10,457 votes. And your argument, today Mamata Banerjee declared that the lives that have been lost in Bengal, irrespective of political affiliation, we will give an ex gratia 2 lakh rupees and a government job. I know it cannot replace a life, but it is a step in the right direction, which unfortunately we don't see.
For the first part, the life should not have been lost. Secondly, sir, Riju Dattaji, I don't want to dive deeper into the reality on ground. You are far more aware because you are closer to ground than I am. But you know what happens beyond the deaths and beyond the violence. And that, what Pratim Ranjan Bose said, a lot of it happens post the polls. It doesn't stop with the results. It actually continues. And that's where Bengal is variant to what happens in other states. And the fight is beyond political. And the brutality is somewhere there where there is no justice that's accorded. To those who were displaced in 2019, justice still is still denied. Hello, Ajay Alok ji, please. Thank you for your patience. Go ahead, please.
First of all, Anandji, it's really a weird argument that to compare an ethnic clashes in Manipur with poll violence in Bengal. This is absolutely nothing but just getting a shade for yourself for all your deeds, for your misdeeds rather. You asked the question that what the Home Minister was doing, or Home Minister of Bengal was doing, when that 18 shouldn't have happened in 19 and 19 shouldn't have happened in 23. There's no need to answer this question at all. It's for everyone to see what Home Minister was doing. They were not interested. And as far as getting 50 seats and 80%, 53% votes, and 80% of seats, my dear friend Riju. I'd like to remind you, Indra Kumar Gujral contested Patna, which is a capital city. You go and check it for your records. Within 3 hours, the poll was ended because there was 90% polling. That's what the state machinery can do. So we understand. I have also seen Bihar and Bengal have same kind of, chemistry as far as the poll violence and poll goes. So please don't teach us how the election are rigged. Here the point is, you have done the rigging not only during the poll preparation, but during the poll, after the poll for 3 days, and then even in the counting, openly throwing of bombs. People coming in lungi and carrying a jhola filled with bombs and throwing it on a people. I mean, it's a banana country. Is that how a law and order operates in the country? This is a most shameful picture of a government, and you are there to defend a defenseless thing, which cannot be defended at all. This is absolutely mockery of polls. If you have to win like that, what is the need for polls? You just say, we'll do it like this, but try and do this in parliament polls. I challenge you. Because you don't have your state election commission there. You don't have a dummy state commission there when parliament polls will happen. Can you do that? If you had that 80% seats, how come we won 18 parliamentary seats in last parliament elections? Do you think we are fool to digest what you are saying, and the country, people of this country are fool, or people of Bengal are fool, or people of Bengal, those who have suffered during this poll, who were just terrified not to come out of house for voting? You were doing, there are pictures, there are videos circulating, it has been played on the national TV, that how booths were looted, openly stamping of the ballot. And that's the reason you guys are asking for ballot, not for EVM.
Well, see, I tell you what, my question, Ajay Alok, is there are videos of also BJP leaders saluting those who are running away with ballot boxes, because the claim was that those ballot boxes had got one individual sitting inside the poll booth stamping all the ballot papers. This allegation has been made not just by the Congress or the left and the BJP. All parties have from different parts of Bengal said voters never came to the polling, but there was somebody sitting there and stamping all these polls. It was done on the ballot. This perhaps the panchayat polls, one minute Rijuji, the panchayat polls perhaps are the biggest testimony to show that ballots are not the way forward at all. All those who try to advocate ballots, this is what will happen, because there will always be this entire issue of rigging. The other question, Pratim Ranjan Bose, before I come back to you, Rijuji, please allow me to go to Pratim Ranjan Bose. What the Trinamool alleged the left was doing during the left Raj, when Trinamool was in opposition, doesn't it bring a sense of deja vu? Because that's exactly what the BJP is alleging that the Trinamool is doing. At that time, the Trinamool said left is at fault. Today, the Trinamool says BJP is at fault or the opposition is at fault.
100%. A video has been playing of, I think, 2008 election when Mamata Banerjee was talking about the situation that police is doing that, police is doing in favor of left front and all these things. You see, you are a seasoned journalist. You tell me, do you see any change of rule? Yes, in terms of the banner, there has been a change of rule in 2011. But for everything else, we are following the same practices or even escalating it because of the wider opportunities. Having said so, I'd like to just point out 3 things quickly. One is, it is absolutely irrelevant and inconsequential to discuss on the poll results, these poll results. It is as inconsequential as was in 2018, because then came the 2019. You just go and fact check all local body elections, all even by-elections of Lok Sabha and Assembly, where the normally EC goes lax. They leave it to mostly to the state administration.
Right.
You will see that the ruling party gets astronomical vote shares, which you cannot explain by maths. Because in West Bengal, the maximum vote share that a party has got it was 50%. Left front. Trinamool got its highest vote share in 2021. You cannot explain why that vote share goes up suddenly. So let's not get into that. I mean, the numbers became useless. And I think it is for everyone. And you are right, it is not that only Trinamool did it. When you make this a culture, so where Congress has, why the clashes have been happening? Because
Correct.
someone was resisting.
Yeah.
Period. So whosoever is stronger in which area will do that. But clearly
No, but
the
that
opposition
cannot see
doesn't have that
bullets and dandas cannot respect. Danda Raj cannot replace what is supposed to be the Raj of the ballot. So that's one point, and this entire argument then fails that if BJP is in power, it's BJP's fault, and if there is poll violence, and if the BJP is in opposition, then it is the BJP's fault because the BJP is in opposition. At all points in time, you can't. If law and order is the state subject in Uttar Pradesh, then law and order is the responsibility of the state in Bengal too. So that argument holds. Gentlemen, I have to